IG, OG banned out the Tinker and the Shadow Fiend every single time.
Yeah, VP did, OG did their homework. There was some discussion about what they played. Their mid player is awesome with those heroes, so they just straight banned it all 3 games.
Yep.
If the game drags after 20-30 minutes, I pretty much expect IG to win. They seem to be a bit more experienced.
Yeah.
And Element's gonna try to pick something like to finish the game faster, in my opinion.
They heard you.
Oh, it seems like they heard
You
me. I don't know.
You didn't say the hero. Okay, but now you can tell us they were having a strategy around the Drow Ranger.
They wanted to play with Drow jungle. Seems like they were winning all their scrims with it, but
Drow jungle?
Drow jungle, yes.
Nice. Iron Talon or just Quelling?
Quelling Blade only. Seems weird, but I don't know.
I've seen it work in my pubs.
Well, apparently someone saw it work for Elements Pro Gaming as well, as they get that banned against them, and the Underlord will join them as well. Tinker, not banned. Shadow Fiend still in the pool. Now we know Elements Pro Gaming, they picked Shadow Fiend themselves this morning. So they might want to try and pick it up themselves.
They're not going to try to pick it up in the first phase. It's going to be pretty much Eye or Spirit. There it is.
Okay, we got the Earth Spirit indeed for IG picked up.
IG, yeah. Sorry.
For IG, that's okay. Elements has been out the Ember. We saw previous games, OG and IG both won with Ember.
I was surprised Ember survived so long in the pick and ban phase. I was expecting it to be picked in the first phase, but...
In previous games, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It seemed like such a strong hero, both early game and late game. Very almost unbeatable.
It's just not just the hero, it's his talents and the new items. New item build, it's like a perfect build for him. Especially when you make a blade mail. I just like that build.
So opening with an Earth Spirit is very open. You can basically do anything around that, so Elements doesn't really have that much to look to in terms of the counter, but they can deny some combinations that are strong with Earth Spirit, like the Darkseer. Any other heroes that you would like to see them pick up together with the Darkseer?
It's gonna be Ogre or Wisp now for them. I think later on they're gonna try to go for Slark probably if IG doesn't ban it. That's their main thing they do, so
yeah,
they need a melee hero for that shell.
What do you think of the opening so far, Ben?
It's all right. What do you think about Jug too? They don't like Jug so much anymore. I haven't seen them picked as much.
They play Jug.
Oh, Dom Jug with Darkseer Ion Shell. I like it. Early fighting versus IG.
I mean, they kind of need to have some early fighting potential for if, as Lacoste just said, the more experienced team is IG, you don't want to take it too late. You got to have something that can preferably dominate lanes, like an Ogre Magi, I pointed out, and then win in the mid game, or at least get ahead enough so that IG can't make a comeback.
Do you think it's going to be OD?
I don't particularly fancy OD first phase.
But what about IG?
Yeah.
They prefer the Tinker.
Tinker's a bit harder to deal with, especially if you have Darkseer as your offlaner. Then Nyx is, I think, much less of a worry if he's a support role. And Clockwork, I think the good counters of Tinker are in the offlane.
They're going to ban Nyx for sure.
Yeah, so Tinker, for Elements, the only chance is now to delay the Tinker as long as possible.
Well, they need some hero to counter the Tinker.
Other than Nyx Assassin, which is probably going to get banned out, which heroes come to mind?
Storm Spirit, I think, is pretty good. Storm Spirit, Nyx, Clockwork, I think, are my main 3. Anything else?
Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's pretty good too.
Well, let's see which one of those remain in the pool after the second banning phase is over. As far as Elements go, though, what type of heroes do they want to ban? What type of combinations can IG make that are scary for Elements?
Go ahead, Ben.
I've seen some teams utilize the Vision heroes, like Bounty Hunter, a lot with the Tinker Rocket. So you have Vision and you can just stall the game out as long as possible. Like, you don't really want to take early fights versus Bounty Hunter, but you also don't want to take late game versus the Tinker. I think I would particularly like that versus Elements, because if you're IG, you're worried about just losing all the mid-game fights and not getting a late game, whereas I think that type of hero might be enabling them to get late game. I also think it can shore up their lanes a lot versus an Ogre Magi on the other side. You kind of need some heroes to win your lanes. But
well, they ban out the Weaver first, so burning.
He's been liking that hero a lot.
He's been liking the hero loads, yeah.
And the time lapse onto like a hero like Tinker, who's already pretty elusive, is very annoying.
There's a Jugger ban coming out from IG.
Yeah.
As we said, the elements need a melee carry hero, which works well with the shell.
Yeah, a bit of also a hero that doesn't take too long to come online. Sven is still in the pool. Is that a potential pick here, or is that gonna get kited too much?
I don't find Sven so strong in this patch because there's no stacking. I mean, the camp spawn every 2 minutes, and it's hard to stack, and the items are not so good for him as well. The OG won the game with it, but they played it perfectly. The build was really good, on point.
I also think it adds a lot more value if there's a lot of physical damage or minus armor. There's no Slaughter in the pool. Weaver's already taken out. Pretty much none of these heroes do physical, so that's kind of the only place I like Sven.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons, because the OG picked Sven because of the minus armor he had. There's no minus armor.
Warcry OP.
Yeah.
Well, Luna made it to the second ban phase this time, so if she gets removed by elements themselves.
Well, I hope IG removes Slark. Swift Ending favorite hero besides Sven. So.
Yeah, and would fit in this draft so far as well.
Yeah, it would. With Bloodlust and Iron Shell, it deal so much damage with just these two.
Fair enough. We're gonna see what IG is banning out any moment as they are taking into their bonus time for this, but it will be the Storm Spirit, as mentioned earlier, a counter to the Tinker, so they want to avoid getting that in the hands of Elements Pro Gaming.
So I guess the only one left is what, Nick's Spirit Breaker?
Nick's Spirit Breaker and Clockwork as well.
Yeah, with Clockwork support, I guess I've seen it before.
I don't think they play it. It's gonna be Mitch and Darkseer, it's his signature hero. So he plays a Clockwork as well in his team, so it's not gonna be a Clockwork.
Which heroes would you look for to beat Tinker in mid? I mean, you're gonna have help of the Ogre Magi, so you already have that benefit.
Viper.
We saw Cole play OD previous series that they played, and he played an amazing OD.
Yeah, he was doing really well that game. Just Roche fight went wrong for them, I suppose. But he's really good on that hero.
And would it fit in this draft so far?
Against Tinker? I don't know. I think it's an even matchup. Tinker's gonna farm.
Okay, so you wanna win with the Viper matchup.
Well, Elements love to pick Viper. There's the Slark.
That's cool. Elements getting their comfort heroes so far. It gets a little bit of a cheer from the crowd as well.
I think IG needs one more hero with a silence or disable for this Slark. Since Tinker and Lifestealer doesn't provide any, besides silence from Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
We're looking for that in a support hero. And I'm always a fan of a Skywrath mage, but I mean, it doesn't really offer a stun, I guess, but it does have the silence.
Cool suggestion, sorry. Sand King.
Then we'll go for the Sand King first. Their offlaner most likely secured.
Sand King I like a lot here. He can put a lot of pressure versus Slark. He's a good vehicle for the Lifestealer, and there's a lot of melee on the opposite team. I think it's also really good if you're in like a defensive position, trying to stall out for a later game.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, so one more pick, one more ban each, with the Oracle being removed, so...
Well, they wanted to get rid of the Oracle for the Darkseer, just to remove the Iron Shell. But I don't think it counters the Darkseer on the lane.
Nah.
And I don't find the Oracle that strong as well in this patch. I mean, his talent tree and not so good.
He just like saves the hero and then dies.
That's it.
Yeah, I think you'd like way prefer a Dazzle in most situations, but it is annoying in the lane.
Queen of Pain, well, that was a good ban actually. didn't see any Queen of Pain so far. I still think the hero is super strong. Dispatch,
Blade Mail.
Blade Mail, Octarine. Yeah,
Oh.
same build as for Ember. It works out really well.
10 seconds remaining.
Her talent tree is just amazing, one of the best.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we saw, I think, Queen of Pain a couple of times previous tournaments, but I think, yeah, today haven't seen any just yet.
I'm actually surprised that
Yeah.
didn't get picked
Now that you
so
mentioned it.
far.
Yeah. Let's see. What is their last support going to be? Do you feel like they have to go for support that still counters the Darkseer?
I don't think so. They have Lifestealer on the lane and Earth Spirit.
That's
So
enough.
it's more than enough.
I'm assuming Earth Spirit won't be on the lane that often. He will probably rotate around a lot.
Well, depends who's gonna be, what element's gonna pick mid. Depends if what hero's gonna be. So if Earth Spirit is gonna rotate mid or not.
Now they go back for the Jakiro.
Well, loved how they played that Jakiro. Had a lot of farm actually. It was just like trying to split push versus OG.
Yeah, Ben, what do you reckon here for the last hero of Elements? What do you feel like it has to be able to do?
5 seconds remaining.
I still like Viper, personally. I think it gives them the early game that they need and can build some defensive items to end the game pretty early on. There's not that many heroes that match up that well versus a Tinker,
Yeah.
I think.
What about Invoker?
Invoker? Yeah, I think Invoker's decent too. I don't know if they want like a slower hero like that though.
Quaswex X turned into
Quaswex. That's true. I was pretty sad that the last Invoker didn't go Quaswex.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't go Quaswex against Ember Spirit.
Yep. Either of those would work fine.
Well, Elements have made up their mind, and it is going to be a Timber Saw. How do you feel about their draft?
I think Timbersaw is a good hood carrier. If they want someone that can carry a pipe, I think he's probably the best one. Darkseer can pick up a mech. That might be one option, but I don't know. I think I like Elements a little bit more. What about you?
I like IG's pick more. I don't think Timber can provide that much of a late game if it goes there, and I think just Tinker with Jakiro can stall the game quite long, and it will go in favor of IG.
What about you, Shiver?
What about me? Well, I just think that IG is a bit of a stronger team. Although I really like Timbersaw against all the strength heroes that IG has. So, but I still think IG is going to take this one, and it is a best of one. And Elements, they couldn't pull out their pocket strat.
Their Quelling Blade Drow.
Sadly.
They couldn't.
Quelling Blade
It could have worked. It could have been
Blade Mail.
it could to face IG, but we are going to find out how this game is going to pan out and who's going home and who will move forward in the lower bracket. It is over to Kotal Guy and Fog.
Thank you so much, Shiver and panel. We are here in the casting section. I'm joined by my side with good buddy Fogged here. Fogged, we had heard the opinion there of the panel based on the drafts before us. What about your insight here? You look at IG's lineup, you can't help but feel like they just got a serious set of comfort picks.
Yeah, we were constantly talking about the Earth Spirit and the Tinker, and would you look at that? They got both right away. They even get Burning Lifestealer, which we see him play, I think, more than anything. I think everybody at home will agree with that one there, too. He's been playing it quite a lot. And yeah, they've got just a very good overall balanced draft. It's very magical dependent, but the Lifestealer is the one hero that does have the physical, and then since they don't really have a building hero, they have Q on this Jakiro, which does enable them to take objectives with that liquid fire. And looking at Elements draft, they also do seem like they have comfort picks. You know, we were talking about their Darkseer, we were talking about their Slark were the two big ones for me that we had heard, at least that Lacoste was telling us. So we'll see how it ends up playing out for them. I was very concerned with the Timbersaw pick, though, in my opinion. They picked Timber, last pick, into a super magical damage heavy lineup. So I think he's going to struggle a lot in this game.
Now, I am curious. They opted to pass on an opportunity. Now, this is elimination mode, best of one game. These two teams have this one chance to be able to stay alive in this tournament. And Elements opted to pass. They had that 1-2 pick, and they could have grabbed that casual little Luna Shadow Demon right in there, Fogged, and it could have been a jolly old time, and we could have felt pretty good about it. But no, they opted to pass on that, put more favor in grabbing up the Darkseer and going with what they felt was their own comfort zone. So an interesting gamble, I'll say, and we'll just have to see if it's going to be something that it's going to pay off or not. Did recently receive word there. It does sound like there is a bit of a frame dropping issue on one of the PCs, so they're going to be looking to get that resolved as swiftly as possible, and we can get underway and into our elimination match.
Yeah. It's comfort heroes from Elements, though, like, the Slark pick as well. And they didn't see the Sand King or the Jakiro coming out yet, though, but I think these two picks after the Slark were excellent responses by IG, picking up these heavy magical damage AoE bursters, so then he's inside a Shadow Dance, he still has the potential to be killed. So yeah, I'm really liking IG's draft here currently. I think they have a lot of different ways to enable the Lifestealer, and yeah, like the Earth Spirit doesn't really need too many items for the Lifestealer to have that vehicle. So he's just able to roll in and cause initiations with that. Sand King is going for straight up laning items right away. So he's got the double regen, or the triple regen and Stout Shield. So he's going to contest the Slark's lane. We'll probably see the Earth Spirit roaming between the mid and the top lane, more depending on where the Ogre. So he's probably going to like just kind of trying to avoid the Ogre in a way and force the reactions rather than stand toe-to-toe in that manner.
Gotta say, though, for the Earth Spirit in the early game, not too many easy targets out there. It's shaping up to look like this Timbersaw could be heading towards the mid lane, so he's not an easy target with an easy Timber chain away, plus the fact that he's just so damn tanky. He's not going to be an easy takedown. Ogre's not too easy. Maybe if you can get a hold of a Disruptor, you might be able to get the initiative here. So I'm very curious to see how much IG will rally behind or help out this Earth Spirit to be able to find the groove. But maybe at the end of the day, all they really need him to do is just kind of make that minor impact in the lane and just kind of, dishevel elements a bit.
I think the latter is definitely the appropriate point. They're gonna just try to force one of the supports away from that top lane, so the Sand King's able to have that nice little matchup for him. Because versus two heroes versus Disruptor Slark, he does have death potential, but at the same time, if he just has a TP, it's very easy for him to get out of those, like any sticky situation. Gets a couple caustics on the creep, he's able to stun, put a lot of pressure on the Slark, and then if they do go for any pressure, like with glimpsing him back, he's always just able to TP out if the Ogre's not there with a follow-up stun.
I'm super excited to see this highly touted OP Tinker.
The Tinker, yes.
Now, what is it, for maybe like people who are not big Tinker players, like what is it that makes a significantly good Tinker player than just a mediocre one? Is it just the being able to kind of adhere to that high skill cap?
Like knowing when to go for Laser Rocket, knowing when to go for the March farming build, just being efficient with your movements, efficient with where you're positioning yourself to. He is Radiant, so he's not able to abuse the try March situation that you do get on the Dire side, but he's going to be able to get there eventually with bots. So I think it's just maximizing efficiency around the map when you do have your like one or two first items online. But I think Laser Rocket build could be very viable this game versus the Timbersaw in the mid lane. He definitely get bursted down. A couple lasers on him, and he does start to tick down, even though he does have high reactive armor.
What about later game build up? We've been seeing a different kind of variety of Tinker builds, between like Aether Agnums to people who just want to see stuff burn, getting the dig in and just bursting them down. Anything you would favor in this particular game when you're juggling about something like the Slark and the Timbersaw? I don't know if you're looking to mass like damage with the Agnums in this one, or maybe you favor getting that mass laser.
I think Blink Dagon sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people have been kind of favoring that type of build too, especially since we're mentioning versus the Timber and the Slark. These two heroes do take some time to get some items and be a little bit tankier. So with that burst potential, it can catch them off guard with the lockdown as well that IG does have with their line. Sand King or Spirit Jakiro, they do have quite a fair amount of disable coming out from those three.
Let's take a brief look at the potential laning matchup here in the off lane for IG. They have one of their new guys, XXS.
Yes.
It's going to be repping the off lane Sand King. Off lane Sand King, like, do you think it's still pretty irrelevant kind of a thing? I mean, I remember off lane Sand King first hit the horizon, what was it, Yoku on Empire way back in the day was kind of making it a staple here, but here, holding very strong. His matchup, it's looking like it's going to be against the Swift ending Slark, which is obviously very, very popular. And then potentially, of course, Gogi flirting around. Is he going to be able to hold his own in this lane? I mean, you only have to deal with kind of the Disruptor. I imagine Ogre is going to be putting a lot more attention roaming around and being in the mid lane.
I think, he just needs to... The thing about the Sand King is, like, you have to play, like, really up. Otherwise, it's like you get nothing, but at the same time, you're kind of susceptible to rotation. So I think... Big thing is Baboka needing to put a side ward for him, so at least they can get the vision of where the Disruptor is, where the Ogre is. If they pull for a second, the Sand King can step up and start putting a little bit of pressure on the Slark. Caustic versus Slark is, versus any melee hero, is quite explosive in how much it actually does. So I think the Sanking, he can do all right. And then, like I was mentioning, he does have that TP type of situation versus that lineup that he will be okay as long as he knows where the Ogre is. As long as the Glimpse was used, there's no way to stop him from just TPing out once he does do that aggression. But I think it's more up to Boboka's movement to dictate how well the Sanking's going to be doing in that top lane.
All right, let's scope out the bottom half of this map. It does look like we are going to just need a little bit more time to get this framing issue resolved here. Burning, Lifestealer, obviously a comfort one for him. His matchup is going to be against Mitch himself, the Darkseer here. There's always that talk that it could be a favorable matchup for Darkseer when you're going against like a melee core who has to juggle around the Iron Shell a bit. Is that the same case for a Lifestealer, or is it a bit different?
It's still obnoxious. Double Iron Shell is, I mean, just super annoying to deal with as any melee carry. At least he has Feast to kind of counteract that and Rage in a way, but it's still not always what you want. But it's going to be like Q is going to just have to like stay in the lane. He does it really well. Giving like 1 or 2 levels to Darkseer is going to be something that just happens. You have to just maximize, make sure you're getting your pulls off, making sure you're getting your levels as well. But
yeah, I'm trying to recollect a lot of his early game presence in the previous series against OG when he played that Jakiro. I mean, is his presence just kind of bop him in the face with a couple of liquid fires?
Yeah.
And step back to the jungle and take care of business there, really?
Yeah, for the most part. Just make sure that you get your levels and you're not taking too much from Lifestealer, because he does need to have that fast level 6 for Lifestealer so he can get the Infest out, so he can boosted sustain, and so he can start making moves with the Earth Spirit and with the Sanking. They can start actually pressuring properly.
All right, well, Fog, that only leaves our mid lane left here to kind of discuss. You know, we got, of course, the OP highly touted Tinker against the Timbersaw. Obviously, lasers are going to make things a bit frustrating when you're trying to work on the CS game a bit. You said that is potential for him to go into the rocket build-up, so that could be a bit a hairy thing, but Timbersaw's pretty tanky.
Yeah, he just stacks up the reactive armor charges, and he does okay in that kind of matchup, but it is, I mean, Tinker has high base damage, he has massive nuke damage too, so at like level 2 or 3, that's when the Timbersaw is gonna get a ton of pressure put on him. Even though they do have, you know, Poor Man's Shield on him, an Earth Spirit roll in with like, once he's already harassed a lot by the Tinker in the early levels, it's definitely more difficult for Timbersaw than he would like to have. Usually when you pick this like Timbersaw mid, it's for someone who's not so burst heavy with the magic damage, or it's someone who's a physical or strength hero in the mid, so he can actually just fare super well against them. But Tinker is probably one of the better ones versus just because high base damage, high nuke damage.
Well, that's our laning phase, Fog.
That is our laning phase.
Let's say we travel into a time of 15 minutes into the game.
I mean, who knows what can happen? It all really it depends a lot on what goes down.
Let's imagine things were pretty break-even, though, and we're getting into team fight territory a bit. And you look at IG's side, it's pretty damn ridiculous here. Macro Pyre, Tinker hopping all over the place. Of course, you got Epicenters, Magnetizes popping out. Elements kind of just sporting really, you know, Darkseer wall. I mean, yeah, Disruptor is amazing as well, but if things got into a 5-on-5 like chaotic setup here.
Definitely IG coming out ahead, yeah. I mean, they should have I'm saying should get a good timing on the boots of travel breaker, so it'll be okay for them.
It does look like they are going to need a little bit of extra time to resolve the issue at hand here, so we will be cutting to a small break. I assure you, once the game is underway, we will cut right back and get into the action. So we will see you soon for resuming our elimination match of IG versus Elements Pro Gaming. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here to Dota Pit Season 5. We are still underway in our elimination match as it's IG versus Elements Pro Gaming. If you are just tuning in to Dota Pit right now, we are still currently in a pause, though, as two of Elements are disconnected from the game. But I am hearing word that we should be slated to begin in just about a minute or so. So I'm back again, of course, with Fogged. We've been here enjoying quite a bit of the artistry that the players have been demonstrating in our pause.
Yes, art indeed coming out from IG on the minimap. They're having some fun with it, of course, but
it's been a long day. So
it's been a long day.
These players are feeling a bit rambunctious right now. They are. I hope that they kind of take this energy into the game itself. That's what I'm hoping for right now. So, a bit unfortunate for Elements. This is the team that's obviously was shoved down the lower bracket earlier today. They probably feel a bit low in the morale department. This certainly doesn't help their case, but we'll hope that they'll be able to shake this off and be able to kind of be game ready here in a few moments and put up a good, tough fight for IG.
Yeah, they've got a really heavy team fight lineup later on, but early it does take them a bit to, it takes them a bit to get online. Timbersaw, Slark, all these heroes need farm and levels, so definitely going to be quite a difficult early start for them versus the side of IG.
What happened to the predictions? They got rid of the predictions now? That's just because there's no major event coming up, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's just because there's no major event for now.
We can make our own predictions. Fogged, who's the first team that's going to take the first tower?
First tower, I would probably think is IG.
Think so?
They got a Jakiro.
Yeah, but he's going to be in the bottom lane.
He's going to be in the bottom lane.
Up with the Darkseer a bit. Might not be too likely here.
I mean, it really depends on how they decide to set up the lanes. Depending on where the Ogre is going to go, depending on where the Earth Spirit is going to go, how they choose to go for their pressure. But we will be finding out soon. And we're going to find out where this Ogre is going to place his ward, because that's what I'm really curious about. He's just been smoked in this middle lane for quite a while with this with this pause.
They don't know that. I don't know if they can see it right now. But yeah, he's mid lane. He's psyched up and ready to get these wards down. But looking to kind of take the initiative here. They're banking that this Tinker is going to try to get the ball rolling early or momentum rolling early in the mid lane, and they're going to try to give as much leeway to the Timbersaw as possible. Plus, kind of keeping tabs on any scary floating Earth Spirits. As I mentioned, I don't think the mid lane might be a prime target here for Baboka. Is this the first time we're going to see Baboka play the Earth Spirit here at the tournament too?
It is, yeah.
Okay, because I know that we heard a lot about the Baboka Earth Spirit, but have not been blessed yet.
You don't think he can put so much pressure on mid lane? I think the first few levels he can, because if this guy's he's not gonna get Timber Chain, right? He's gonna get the Whirling Death and the Reactive Armor.
Maybe I'm just being greedy, and when I say like he's not gonna get locked down, like I want him to get a kill.
Yeah, you want him to just like I
want him to get a kill and feel happy about it, not just kind of bully him a bit and then he has to step away and use Reactive Armor to kind of heal up a bit. Yeah. But that might be more than enough to kind of give Tinker that leeway, of course. So
I mean, Tinker's got such a ridiculous mana pool too. He's able to throw like what 5 lasers, almost 6 lasers, just at level 1. Once he gets leveled up, it doesn't. Yeah, I think it's gonna put a lot of pressure.
Some of these talents here that I haven't been able to see yet. Tinker talent tree is a bit interesting here. When you get to that point, which likely could happen in a game like this, Fog, you're getting up to the level 25 talent tree here. Spell Lifesteal sounds pretty damn nice. Plus 100 laser damage.
The thing is, the Spell Lifesteal sounds nice in theory for Tinker, but usually it's like if you get grabbed on a Tinker, like you're usually just pretty straightforward dead. Yeah. But it definitely can come into fruition if he does get it there early. But we'll see what he does. I actually haven't really looked at every single one of these. I don't really see Jakiro.
Well, we have the time here, so why don't we go ahead and check out some of these talents that we don't get to see. Jakiro doesn't get to see a lot of the light of day here. He's blessed with a nice little early spell amplification at level 10, but
he has very good talents, to be honest. All of his seem very strong.
Yeah.
Spell amp, cast range. I think you're already innately tanky. I don't think you really want the health. Gold per minute, 150 is a lot too.
Oh my goodness, Fog! We have all 5 Elements Pro Gaming members in the game, and they said they're ready. Yes. We're gonna get underway, folks. It's time for our elimination match here in the lower bracket, as we are gonna get started. Elements Pro Gaming, there it goes. Board right down in the mid lane. Ogre, Mr. Magoo, heading up the river right now to find a new home, and so damn excited. We're underway.
Yeah. Okay, now they do. So IG does go for a smoke of themselves. Q is also getting involved in the smoke, and he gives a sentry ward to Burning. So I think they might make some moves away from him at the start and then involve him or just get down there and help him later on, but they're trying to go for some first blood here with the Sand King Earth
Yes,
Spirit.
they are, and they're going to run
gonna
to
find
a
LeBron.
certain LeBron. This Ogre going to get hit up with a Burrow Strike, a couple of swats to the back with the bat, a rolling boulder to block him from the front, and it's over. First blood. Just like that, it's going to be IG who will strike first.
Yeah, no shrines being up just yet. They take 30 more seconds since they don't become activated till the game starts. So yeah, he had no option to really go there and try to help himself out. But yeah, they're going for this, looks like pressure. I think this is really appropriate versus Slark. They know that the Ogre is going to be kind of running around, and Slark is probably one of the weakest heroes in the laning phase, period. So putting pressure on him is very ideal. Burning and Mitch going toe-to-toe. Burning even skills the Feast. So he's just standing there clicking the two, gets the right click, and it's Burning. So IG grabbing 3 bounties versus Coles, and they get first blood.
I wonder what the new stat is. I remember in the old when there's only the 2 bounties and people were like, oh, if you got both bounties, man, that's a 55% chance of a win rate. I wonder what 3 bounties would mean. Nonetheless, IG already have the up and up with that first blood, but now even feeling that much richer. And look at this, pulling out the early, like, try-aggro lane here.
Yeah, I really like this versus a Slark. You force the Ogre in the mid lane too, you leave other lanes in 1v1. Lifestealer suffers a bit because of it, but I think having your Lifestealer suffer compared to a Slark suffer sounds just fine to me. And then it puts Tinker in a 1v1 matchup, which is just fine. And right away, they're going for non-stop aggression on Swift, and he does have the pounce available. They're blocking him. He's unable to get the pounce out, and they get the first blood with that nice aggressive tri-lane, as we mentioned.
Just ruthless. Maboka just like flies out from the rafters suddenly, and Swift Ending is just totally caught off guard at that point, and already just IG continue to take the initiative here.
Yep. Mid lane, both mid laners have a lane ward, so it kind of like counteracts each other. It benefits both of them. Cole's able to take aggro off the creep wave and constantly have those reactive armor stacks, while OP is always able to hit uphill and have that rocket and laser potential on those situations. So that should be a fairly even matchup now, it already looks like.
Oh, top lane catches back into that, but yeah, the action continues here. They get the takedown of Swift Ending once again, and IG are going to be looking for more. There's the dual breath, slows down little LeBron, and he's going to be done for. Double kill comes out for XXS. IG off to a hot 4-0 start already.
How to enable your Sand King in a very early manner without, you don't want to leave him alone, put a tri-lane for him, and he's almost level 3, he's got his boots finished up. Lifestealer and the Darkseer are just gonna free farm each of them. Mitch actually opts to just cut the creep wave instead of putting the pressure on the Lifestealer with those shells on him, and he doesn't even decide to connect the short lane pull, which is the one that was a little bit curious to me. Usually we do see like very experienced Darkseers pull the small camp into the wave so they get that like double farm, but he just decides to go for the bounty rune and you cut the wave instead.
Just like you suddenly realize it's like, okay, they're going to keep this aggro in the top lane. I need to suddenly make the most out of this bottom lane as a Darkseer. Like, is it, you know, paying more attention into the jungle and taking out all the stacks? Is it pressuring Burning in the lane? He needs to find a way to make the most out of this kind of free lane for him.
He needs to maximize. Like, yeah. When you do this, when you're cutting creep waves like this, you're giving the Lifestealer 100% free farm with no pressure. He's able to just farm into the tower. He shouldn't really miss any last hits, which I don't think we will see Burning do. It's just a trade-off, and I think it actually benefits the Lifestealer a little bit more. I would like to see him actually putting the Ion Shells on the creep wave, at least maybe when he's level 5. When he's got that level 3 Ion Shell in his Soul Ring, maybe that's when we'll see him contest more, since the early levels of Ion Shell are pretty lackluster. Top lane, just constant aggression. They're both just literally running at each other, using as many spells as possible. And Slark can't farm because of this. You cannot farm versus a Sand King as a Slark when this type of situation happens. Caustic and the potential of getting dove is too high.
Just looks like such a nightmare for him. The poor guy's only got about 4 CS to his name still, so he's got to work ahead of him while you see that XXS 14-1 CS game happening for him. So huge fruitfulness here for IG, but it looks like they're going to step away a bit from that tri-lane, and Maboka's finally going to be able to adventure elsewhere. Now that he's got at least a second level going, he can maybe make some pressure onto Cole now and make things a bit easier for OP. We'll see, though. He's looking to line up the shot, but top lane, we could potentially see more aggression. There is going to be the glimpse send back, but just more defensive maneuvers here from Elements. Maboka tried to make a move, it looked like towards the mid lane, but was not able to kind of get any sort of cinch onto Cole, so he just kind of steps away.
Cole's still getting pressured pretty hard. 8 denies on the Tinker. He does go for the 1 level March, so he's not going to go for like maxing out the missiles completely, so he leaves his options open to that aspect. The top lane, OG.
They get a dual breath, they get a boulder smash, and that's really all you need. And they might have more in the tank to kind of make it go for LeBron, and they will. Beautiful rolling boulder, and body blocks come out from Baboka, and LeBron has nowhere to run. We've seen this story before, and he's just sandwiched between the two here, and he's just going to have to continue to aid the pot shots. He goes down again. Double kill for Q, 6-0 for IG. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, Slark can't help in those situations. When they're caught away from the lane, away from any creeps, he can't help them at all. They're just in no man's land, and if he tries to go for anything, that's when Sand King starts to rotate as well. So he just needs to try to get his farm. Slark needs levels, he needs items. This pressure is...
Is there like no sort of audible they can make? I mean, I know you don't want to just kind of leave IG to their devices in this top lane, but when do you say,
I think you move.
Go somewhere else, dude. Go to the bottom lane, do anything. Let's change things up.
And I think at this point now, it's you already messed up your safe lane too much. I think the Ogre has to run around and try to do something. Carry a TP in case the dives happen, but I think moving around is the better option. But who can you really move for? Are they going to have to make a move onto the mid lane with a Darkseer rotation or something like that? He doesn't really have a natural place to go. So he just feels very awkward right now, and he's just going to lumber his way back toward that top lane. They don't really have anywhere that they can cause any pressure.
Hey, they have Darkseer with 44 CS. He's the big breadwinner of this game. If he's in hopes of trying to bull rush towards a mechanism that much sooner, maybe you pull together some sort of scrappy team fight and take it to IG, but that just feels a bit far-fetched at this point, so we'll have to see if that's going to be an opening for them or not. But the pressure continues by IG as they continue to soften up this tower quite a bit, restricting and then kind of opening up that top lane and top jungle a bit more for IG and taking away more farm access from Elements.
When you have an aggro tri lane that's level 4 on almost level 5 on one of the supports, Sand King's level 5 too, like you did something very right, or the other team did something very wrong.
Just a total shutdown the Slark in the early game here, but Boca patiently waiting in the wings right here, looking for a setup, and a setup could be coming soon, but there is a rotation coming out from Elements here.
This
Mitch
is a
shows
play
up.
from Mitch.
Yeah, for the first time, we'll show up to the top lane, gets out early. Ion Shell, are they going to be able to get the counter play here? There's the pounce in. They're looking to make the move for XXS, but they will get LeBron down first. Can Element be able to get something for themselves going? It looks like they will. They get XXS down. That will get their first kill on the board, and they'll follow it up with a secondary here. Mitch comes to play, and double kill for the team.
Good, very good movement there for him. I think he, what, was he 7 yet there, or did he just get that? Either way, he has high levels of Ion Shell. He's got Soul Ring finish. He has his ball as well.
Oh, look at
Very
this.
nice.
Cole runs into Burning.
He's got
Hits
a
him
DD.
quite a bit, but Burning's not going to have much to go. Nice little quick infest. Pops out, avoids the Timber Chain damage, and we'll be able to sidestep elsewhere. But yeah, good turnaround for Elements. I mean, it was getting to the point that IG were kind of up and up, and they will hand over a little bit of a net worth chunk, but
they get the glimpse here. They should be able to on at least one of them. Yeah, they
There
get it on
it
the
is.
Jakiro. That's a pretty easy kill with the Ion Shell and the Slark.
yes, it is. 4 Elements members surround the poor dragon, and they will be able to easily bring him down. Suddenly, Elements are on a 3-0 streak, if you will, getting themselves right back into the mix.
Perfect by Mitch. Like, this is something that you should do as an offlaner. When your safe lane's getting pressured so heavily, this is the ideal. Just make the move up there. You need to help. You can't just let him get crippled so much in this. So he maybe hinders his farm a little bit, but picking up a double kill and all that brings it right back up. So Burning was already free farming. He wasn't causing any pressure down there anyway. So when he does this, it's just completely positive for him. And now they're going to shrine up with 4 heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Maximum efficiency.
Everybody get your hands in the pool. And they're going to suddenly feel a bit more refreshed. We'll see where they split out to. And, you know, still the silent hero here is this Tinker continuing to grind his way in the mid lane. This guy will get his ruby red shoes soon enough. And then Fog, he's going to be all over the place.
Yep, good timing for him coming out too. He's free farming. Almost perfectly free farming, yeah. Missed a few CS, but that'll happen when you're tested a bit. Top lane, here we go. Move on Swift Ending.
Yep, they need the stacking stun here. He pounces up and away. Very low on life, but still alive. Looking to hide within the trees. Mitch commits in with the wall. They will be able to get the finish onto that Slark. XXS will be able to burrow strike away, go for the TP out. But Boca, rolling boulder, heads south, and he's going to be clean. It looks like a good hit and run by them as they take down Swift Ending. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. Boca gets glimpsed right back. He goes for the 2-man boulder smash, the TP, but he's not going to be able to make it. Good bring back right there from Gogi.
Yeah, good rotations by the 2 other cores on the side of Elements, knowing they need to help their safe lane somehow. But the Slark did pay with his life already, Sand King. With that caustic on him, it ticks him out. And now, yeah, Slark makes the move toward the off lane since his safe lane is just not safe. It is not a safe lane.
Not looking like it here. Already the pressure coming onto this tier 2 in the bottom lane now, and Elements are going to suddenly have to start shifting gears. We already see Swift Ending finally venturing away from that top lane as he shows up here. He'll be hand in hand with LeBron as his personal little babysitter. But LeBron, as a babysitter, it's been a world of hurt this game so far for him. The poor guy already feeling the pain here, 0-4, but he's a walking bloodluster, it's fine.
Slark standing toe-to-toe with this Lifestealer who's level 9 with an armlet already is pretty scary for him too. So burning whenever possible, whenever it's not in the tower, he's just going to walk up and contest the Slark.
But he's actually making ways towards the mid lane here. Baboka's here too. They're going to make the jump, and I was just mentioning it, poor LeBron has been the unfortunate punching bag here for IG. He's going to go down once again, making it 0-5, but also lead to a good segue here in a tier 1 takedown.
Nice rotation by burning.
Yep. Scoots his way out. It's kind of hard to read the map at that point. They don't have the ward vision down in that bottom lane, so all they can see is that they're stuck under the tower, and at that point Burning might be missing. They don't know if he's in the jungle, they don't know if he's venturing elsewhere. Well, they found out.
And they are the aggressors on the side of IG, non-stop.
Now might as well go to the top lane and look to get the finish on that tier 1. And
I heard an epi.
Yeah, we have an epi. It was such a strong epi, it actually crashed one of the computers though, so... Gotta pump the brakes there, XXS, all right?
He is alone, so he has to get the maximum amount of damage. There is a raindrop as well. I don't think he gets this solo kill unless he gets like a caustic or 2 on the creep wave, but we do see other rotations coming toward the top lane. A little bit preemptive, I feel, but still.
I mean, he just got that blink dagger, so he's like, this is my blink dagger debut. This is my time.
So if he blinks in, it's like 1 or 2 caustic hits. I think it's still. I don't think it's enough damage still.
What about possible rotations here? I mean, we got LeBron back now. He's got a TP on hand. Mitch has got a TP on hand. You know, it's unfortunate to be in these awkward pausing situations just as something's going to break out. It's hard to read if Elements kind of had the gist that something could be happening, but if they did have any idea, they will be able to pull out that quick rotation if necessary.
Yeah, Jakiro and Earthspirit are already making their move toward the top lane to at least continue the pressure, but I think that Elements now knows something is going on. Since no one else is showing on the map, Mitch has the TP like you mentioned, he has his mech finished up too. Wouldn't be too surprised to see him either port up there or just make a surge by the TP. More like that, but here we go.
We're going away. Burrow, epicenter. It's off right now, and suddenly it's going to be right onto Cole's lap. Does about a half worth of damage. Q's showing up now, but the Timber Chain is already out, so it doesn't look like our Epi is going to lead to immediate success, but Baboka's looking to help clean things up. He jumps in, he's got his level 6 and a Magnetize, and he'll finish the job. Cole goes down.
I thought we might see Mitch or maybe 1 or 2 of them move toward the top lane, but no, they don't want to contest that safe lane. They're just accepting that he's dead. They're accepting they're going to lose that tower.
That's a lot of money for IG, man. They just got that tier 1 bottom lane, then went to the mid lane, got the tier 1 there, and just kind of continued to take that momentum all the way up north and got that tier 1 top. And, you know, suddenly we could see the net worth begin to creep up a bit.
And Boca. As soon as I clicked on him, I was like, oh, what's he going to build toward? Because it looked like the Jakiro is building for the Veil. And then as soon as I see his quick buy, it's a Dagon that looks that he wants to build on this Earth Spirit.
Wait,
with
what?
The needs that we have. It's in his quick buy.
That's a trolley build for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a confidence build too. That's just like, we're doing so well. I will believe it once I see it in his inventory though. We do have those shoes onto OP now, but he's going to be just utilizing them to even accelerate his farm further because he wants to get the Blink Dagger to pair with it.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
Top lane, another form of aggression. Here we go, Ice Path.
And he shows up. OP comes in with those shoes, blasts out what he can. Mitch is here though, drops down the wall, and then they run on forward. They are going to be running through this march. Mitch is suddenly eating a lot of damage and has to back off. Pops out the mechanism. They look to make their move for Baboka. Tries to roll away, but gets stopped in his tracks, and he'll be going down. Mitch now dominating with that pickup. But here comes IG now. A burrow on forward from XXS. The follow-up Ice Path also going to get connection. Gogi eats a dual breath, and will be finished off by the Emperor himself. The rest of Elements quickly scoot away. It will be a support apiece here, but Burning, he's not happy about that pause. He wants to keep moving forward to go for something. Eats a chakram, the follow-up's there, another burrow, another Ice Path, and that will do the job.
Oh, Cole as well.
Get dropped. Cole also stuck in the mix. Tries to get the help of Bloodlust and a bit of a surge. Will get him back in towards the safety of a shrine to heal him up, but man, that was scary.
Reactionary plays coming out from Elements, and when you're playing Disruptor and you're reacting every single time, it puts you, you're so on the back foot. Like playing Disruptor from behind is not only difficult, but when you're playing completely reactionary, you're just, whims of this. The Jakiro just liquid firing your towers, and even though they get like 1 kill on the Earth Spirit, it's not worth it. They're losing their tier 2, and they're just constantly getting ran at. This is going to be another form of pressure coming out. Sanking an Earth Spirit, 5 men running toward the top lane. Elements, they're not going to be ready for this one.
2-man ice path. They're going to get LeBron down. They look to go back for Swift Ending once again. He will be able to get
on
this
3.
map, but yeah, look at the backlines here. Baboka putting in the work. It's a huge magnetize. Dishes out the combo. It keeps it going and keeps it alive with the stone drops now. Another going to be falling here. Cole eats a laser. Will be able to timber chain Buck inside the base to stay safe. Burning vacuum back, and he doesn't want to get caught out inside, but there is a stun, and it doesn't matter. He'll toggle a bit. He's out of there.
Tier 2 claimed, more responses claimed. Elements not able to really do anything on their terms. It's just IG running at them every single time they have anything up. The Blink Dagger on the Sand King, Epicenter used again. Earth Spirit, as soon as he has Magnetized, even though he died, he ported, just ran directly back up there. No hesitation whatsoever, just non-stop aggression coming out from IG. What you should be doing, Elements picked a pretty greedy draft with the Timbersaw and the Slark. These two heroes both need items in order to really get involved versus all these heavy magic damage heroes. It's really just like, all right, Darkseer, you gotta pull your weight pretty hard in this early game in order for us to come back.
He's trying, man. I mean, Mitch 4-0 on his team. He's trying his best to pull down the majority of the kills and had some good rotations early on. Team
Cole.
fights there, but you got to work around that wall.
Top lane, Cole looks like he knows something is up, and he wisely TPs out as XXS. When Infested burning inside of him is making that rotation, but instead of going top, I think the better play is even going mid. There's an objective to take for them there. Top lane is just a kill.
Yeah, they're just skirting on the outside of that ward too. Doesn't look like... I mean, Elements know something's fishy, man. Some of the IG members missing off the map. They are very reserved right now, hiding just outside the front door of their base. But IG are not afraid. They're going all in aggression here. They're not looking to kind of lollygag around on this one. They're looking to close this game out, one and be done, and move on to the next day.
They don't need anyone who's like a natural tower hitter. They just need to walk up, liquid fire, walk up, liquid fire. The tower will die eventually. Slark is getting a little bit of room now here, so he's halfway toward that Shadow Blade. Still Shadow Blade versus IG's lineup. They're just going to be kind of grouped up at one point where it's going to be very difficult for him to even go for those like backline pickoffs that you'd like. Jakiro is also innately extremely tanky. It's pretty much just the Earth Spirit, which you can kind of go for those pickoffs, but the Earth Spirit's also quite tanky.
He actually got a null. I'm still going to say that it could be a Veil, but...
Dude, the Jakiro has the null and the helm, and he's got the Veil recipe behind it. It's got to be a Dagon on this Earth Spirit.
That is just the disrespect Dagon coming out.
That is a bit of a disrespect Dagon.
But, you know...
when you're that far ahead, it's very good versus Slark.
It's true.
It's very good versus Timbersaw, because he's 900 HP. He's even going for a full hood. So you can understand why he did it. It's not just that it's a little bit of
mega
disrespect.
snowball. Just taking advantage of that mega momentum, mega snowball. Burning, clinches another kill. It's LeBron who's going to be victim of this one here.
Best gank in the jungle.
Yeah.
They got a glimpse of it at the last second, but LeBron's just trying to go anywhere. Like, he doesn't really know what to do here. They're just kind of sitting behind each other. They're like, okay, we just need to wait till Slark's got his item and then try to fight with that. But Timbersaw's not really farming at all. He is long ways away even from that hood.
We gotta look to
Bloodstone.
Yeah, we gotta look to some of the positive here for Elements, and well, as you say, that burrow jump in, boom! Suddenly, Baboka's here to play, and that'll do it.
You can tell why that Earth Spirit's either banned or just taken away from him, because he looks to be very comfortable on the aggression that he likes to do. He's even doing the roll kick combo, which is a little bit difficult for some people to always get success of. I think I've seen him do it 3 times already this game. Bottom lane. Oh, they get the TP stop on Swift Ending.
It just doesn't get any harder than this. Now
trapped.
he's got to be forced to go into the ulti, but he has nowhere to run. And stun, silence. He does manage to pounce. He is going to make IG kind of work for it a bit, but yeah, where are you going to go, buddy?
I don't think they know that they stopped his TP with that, though.
Oh, you're right. It looks like they're just going to pull off, banking on the fact that he's been able to kind of edge ahead of this one. I mean, he's going to have to wait quite a bit, though, before he can manage to get back into the farm. But hey, by now he's got to feel like the threat is gone. And I was going to mention before, it does look like OP is going to be building into that Agnes build-up on the
he's going to go for the Agnes.
Tinker.
Okay, so that's just more team fight for them. And just gives him some HP and sustain so he doesn't just get brought down if he does get caught up, I think. Swift Ending, cutting the creep wave. Earth Spirit there with the infest. You're not safe. Sorry, Swift.
They're like, we were just waiting for you to come back out. And fortunately, the creep's kind of show where he is, and Baboka gets right into the mix. Yeah, as you were saying, these guys in these Earth Spirit play, him, Jarek's, like, they're the reason this hero gets nerfed, really. Yeah. Gotta be a specialist. And these guys do that, but 17-6, a heavy-handed advantage as it would appear for IG.
Lesso, I was saying. Lesso Lifestealer, Deso Lifestealer already. So he has level 14. His 3 core items already picked up before the 20-minute mark, and this is where they can take out the last tier 2, go for the shrine cleanup, maybe go for a Roshan, and that's when they can make their move toward the high ground. It would be the safest maneuver for them.
I gotta say though, if Elements have a strength to their game here that could help them a bit, it's their high ground defense. I mean, you do have the Darkseer, Timbersaw to help clear things out. A good choke point fight with a great Disruptor ulti could be pretty damn clutch. So maybe they could pull out a strong high ground defense. I hate to say that already at this point, pre-20 minutes, that you have to start considering high ground defense, but that might be the situation that they're kind of forced into.
I didn't want to look at it, but I just took a glance at the net worth.
It's a hard thing to look at.
It's a hard thing to look at for sure.
Well over 10K, I'm sure. And
I think it's nearing that 20K point.
Dang, shrines are already going down.
Yeah, they have quite an advantage going for them with that. It's just all really thanks to that aggressive tri-lane. They put so much pressure on the Slark after that first blood as well. They just stayed up there. And Slark, Disruptor, Ogre, when you don't expect that kind of tri-lane and you die twice, you're just in such an unfavorable matchup. And here we go. I think they saw that as well, though.
Yeah, they had that ward there. On the high ground. They pinged it out. There's really no excuse for this one. They got to get the hell away from it. And they will even commit out the scan. It
no, LeBron.
Like here. But
LeBron is the one who tanks the gank.
He's like, I got this, fellas. I'll make them think they were successful. He'll get out what he can. He goes down. They will still get their kill with their smoke and truck on here.
Yep, push out the side lanes. I believe the first Dagon is finished up for the Earth Spirit now, so Dagon 1 on him. And he even takes the intelligence talents too, so he doesn't care about getting tankier. He's just like, I am this burst potential. They have a Veil. They have a ridiculous amount of burst for the Slark and the Timbersaw now too, so the Dagon is...
I mean, the Veil, the Dagon, you pair that with the Agnems on the Tinker. This is going to be a hot mess coming soon.
You can tell Elements doesn't really know what to do with some, or they can't really do much with their heroes unless they just like smoke up and go for like these 5-man plays. Like the Disruptor's farming neutrals with his Thunderstrike. Darkseer's kind of just sitting behind the Slark, putting Ion Shells to push the waves out, and Ogre is doing his own thing. They're all just kind of running around in their own fashion because of how much of a deficit they're in. Like we said, take out the shrines, take out all the tier 2s, go to the Roche Pit for IG, and go for the high ground to clear this game up because they are at such an advantage. It's really hard for them to really lose this one. But Boca goes for a solo kill and gets it with that Dagon. So Dagon paying off already, gets the solo kill. Doesn't need his teammates for it.
Yeah, he will insta-kill any weak support on the side of Elements here. And they'll be able to follow with the takedown of that Roche.
They even get a mech on Jakiro now too, so looking to close this game out within the next few minutes. And they do have the power to do so. They are that farmed and that far ahead at this point.
Yeah, I do not see IG kind of pulling back past the river towards their home base any point moving forward. They are going to be knocking on the doors of Elements here forward, unless Elements can pull out one of those nice high ground holds here. Clutch vacuum wall, clutch disruptor ulti, maybe that'd be enough. But Burning, happy to siege away here with that Aegis.
It's so nice that change, the urn change. You're able to get hit by towers and it still ticks on you. It's actually just incredible for sieging. I think urn is probably one of those items that if you don't have a regular sustain hero on your lineup, you should have 100% of the time. Swift Ending does for a grab on the OP. They are going to get with
one vacuum wall coming out from Elements here. They will get the takedown of OP, and they're going to be looking to go for more here. But the counter fight does begin to come out here from IG. A jump in burrow, a connection from Baboka, and they will be able to clear out 2 themselves. Weak and wounded Elements trying to make it back inside the home base here. Burning still happy to hold on. Toggling his way forward, looking to get the lifesteal back on, and they'll get cooled down. In a favorable 3-for-2 trade. Burning still holding on here, and IG not looking to backpedal one bit.
Nice little wraparound plays. As soon as the Shadow Blade's picked up for the Slark, they go for that. They get a 3-man vacuum combo into the Disruptor ulti. Probably one of the best things they could have even asked for. I think that Jakiro got bursted down even through his mech. So, nice little play there from them. Glimpse coming out on Burning, but I don't know if you want to glimpse that guy back in when he's got an Aegis.
Yeah, and a posse behind him here, Fog, to jump in from XXS, and Baboka says, don't you dare pull in our Emperor here, and they'll get it done. Burning now godlike in this game, 23-8. We could see the towel thrown in any moment here from Elements, unfortunately, but IG are on a mission right now, and these racks, they will cease to exist.
And that's going to be a full AC now on the Lifestealer after this Rax goes down. Yeah, IG just trying to end this game as fast as possible. Burning's looking for something to heal up above. He's going to probably open with the Ancient and heal with that. Yeah, so he full heals really quickly on that one.
He's full life.
Yeah. it's such a nice change for Lifesteal that you can open wounds Ancients now too. Your sustain is pretty damn high. Q getting gone upon him. He has effect though. He is very tanky. That's probably not the target you want to go on.
Suddenly Elements like, we may have made a mistake here, and all of IG suddenly show themselves and punish Mitch accordingly. Now Mitch, he did not have his, he did have his wall for this defense. Very unfortunate, he's going to be taken out. They will get the follow-up, getting LeBron out of there as well. The beyond godlike streak continues here for Burning, and they are up and back inside the high ground once again, looking to take it to another tower. And another potential set of racks right now. I mean, Burning looks so weak at that point, like, oh, yeah, we could just make the jump onto him, right?
He's still got Aegis, too. That's why it's like,
yeah. Oh, my God. Anyone who considers coming close, don't even make a foul eye at IG at this point.
Game looks very over.
Let's see if Elements can kind of get anything holding for themselves. They'll lose Cole. Swift Ending tries to come into play, but no one can stand to Burning right now, it looks like. But Boca jumps in, gets the stun. Ron will be there to help out, and now when the buybacks begin to trickle in here, as it is going to be Cole, Megan committed. Swift Ending has to jump back and away. They will be able to get the finish. A buyback comes out, a counter. Big Epi will fly out from XXS and really hit it home here. But as you can see, it is OP also looking to clean the show here.
Swift Ending's got no Shadow Blade, he's got no ult, gets stunned up, Burning gets one click.
Double connection, a 5-man wipe, and that's going to be game. It's IG who will stay alive here at Dota Pit Season 5, and unfortunately for Elements, they will be the first team to exit the tournament. Yeah. IG just ruthless. They must have been pretty pissed about that pause, Fog. I don't know what to say. They came out
looked like
with
it, honestly.
a reckless abandonment. They were just ruthless in this game.
I liked IG's approach though. You know, after the first blood, they recognize that it's a Slark safe lane, so they just send the tri lane up there and they just pressure him so hard. They do trade the farm from Burning and Mitch. Mitch gets very nice TP into that safe